Hey guys, we're back. This is Mail Call Shop Talk 2. As far as mail, I got my Oxtool T-Shirt in the mail today. Ordered one of Tom's T-shirts from his Teespring campaign. Pretty nice shirt. It's got the Oxtool logo on it. Pretty happy with it. And any of you that got them, you'll like them if you haven't gotten them yet. And if you didn't get one, I think the way it works is they're the first batch of them, whatever he had specified, got filled and shipped. And I guess the way he explained it, once they get, you can go on there and reserve another one, or reserve one, and once they get up to a certain number, I don't know what it is, then they reprint them and ship them again. So if you didn't get one of these and you want to support Tom's channel, go to Teespring and check it out. I'm sure they'll have all the details. I don't know for sure, but I think you can still get one of these if you want to support Tom. But anyways, that's it for the mail call. As far as shop talk, something I've been thinking about here lately. The only machine I've got here in my little shop at home is the little Harbor Freight 7x10 mini lathe, and it's, for what it is, it's okay. It works. It's fairly accurate. It's nothing spectacular, and I've had it about a year, and it's not that I'm unhappy with it. It's just I'd like something with a little more capacity and something maybe a little better quality. There's some design aspects of this thing that I don't really like. It's got a lot of plastic gears. You can buy steel gears to put in it. They offer them, but how much money do you want to put into a $500 lathe? I don't know where you could take. I could easily, I paid $500 for the thing brand new. I could easily put another $500 in it, or I could take that $500 and put it towards a bigger, better lathe. And I'm kind of thinking along those lines. The other thing is, other than rigging up setups on the lathe to do a little real simple milling, like I did in one of the Hawkins site videos, which worked, it got the job done. Other than that, I have to go over to my uncle's shop and use his milling machine, and yeah, it's just across the road, and he doesn't mind if I use his stuff, but I'd rather be able to do it here at home in my own shop and not have to, if he's got something set up in the mill, I gotta wait for him to get done with it, and it's that and just using somebody else's tools. It's not an ideal setup. So I'd like to be able to have milling capability here in my shop. And I've just got a real small area here. It's probably 8 by 12. I live in an old schoolhouse. It was originally a one-room schoolhouse. It was built onto, sometime in the, I think, 20s or 30s. They built an addition onto the front of it that's basically 2 more rooms. And I live in one side of the newer part, and I'm set up over here in the unused side of the new part of the building. My cousin owns it, and I rent it from her, and you know, she told me I could set up over here. It's nothing, you know, it's just empty space. And so I'm set up over here, but I don't have a lot of space, and you know, I can't have real heavy machinery in here. There's a basement underneath, and it's, you know, wooden floors and wooden structure, so I can't have real heavy machinery in here, and I don't have a good way to get real heavy machinery in and out. So it's not like going out and buying a Bridgeport is an option for me. So what I've been looking at is I looked at the mini mill option. You know, Central Machinery or Harbor Freight, they offer one. You know, there's Micro Mark, there's several of them out there, and some of the, like the Micro Mark, if I went with a mini mill, I'd probably go that route. But that's just one side of my problem. That solves the milling, but it doesn't solve needing a little bit bigger lathe. And they're small mills. And, you know, I'm afraid what I'm going to end up with is wishing that I had, you know, I'm going to get the capability to mill if I go that route, but I think I'm going to end up wishing that I had more capacity. And, you know, it's $1,000, you might as well say, for Micro Mark mini mill. So there's $1,000 spent. It's still not totally solving my problem. You know, $1,000 would go a long way towards an older used Bridgeport, you know, if you think about it that way. So the option that's looking the most attractive to me is I've been looking at these Smithy Granite 3-in-1 lathe mill drill outfits. It's basically a 13 by 40 lathe, and it's got a milling / drill press head attached to the top of the headstock. It'll swing over out of the way when you're not using it, you know, and your cross slide basically then is your milling table, and the way it looks to me, you either mount your compound slide or your mill vise, or you can, you know, attach your part directly to the slide, the cross slide, whatever. And from what I've seen of them, they look like a pretty decent, well-built machine. I'm not sure if they're made here in the States or not, but you know, like I say, from what I've seen, they look like a very well-built machine. They would give me at least as much milling capacity as what a mini mill would, and they would, you know, they would give me the bigger lathe capacity that I want. And to buy a brand new one like I want is about $3,500. That's a pretty fair chunk of change for somebody that's, you know, just doing this as a hobby, something they enjoy, and not really making any money at it. But I guess, you know, I'm just like everybody else. I'm not afraid to spend money on a good tool, and it's a good tool. But you know, like I say, I've never actually had my hands on one. I don't know of anybody around me here locally that sells them. you know, to where I could go to the store and look at one. You know, basically all I'm finding is online stuff about them. There's videos that they put out that are on YouTube, you know, showing how to run them and stuff like that. And there's their website that gives all the details on them. But I haven't actually had my hands on one. I don't, you know, I've not actually ever seen one in person. So if anybody out there has seen one or used one or owned one, go to my comments and, you know, let me know your opinion on them. Let me know if you liked it, didn't like it, pros and cons, whatever. So you know, that way maybe I can use that to kind of help make up my mind what I want to do here. And there's other makes out there. There's Bailey. They seem like a decent machine from what I've seen of them, but there again, it's just online stuff that I've seen and read. I've never actually had my hands on one. I don't know. I think the Bailey might be foreign made. I'm not sure. They're a little different setup. The milling part of it mounts to the back side of the bed of the lathe, the way it looks to me, and your table is still your cross slide, and your x-axis for milling is what would be, I think it would be basically running your carriage up and down the length of the bed. But your table is just a narrow, you know, it's the width of your cross slide. So you're kind of limited on, you know, the size of parts and things like that. It's not a bad setup, it's just a different, I like the smithy setup a little better. But basically I'm just looking for anybody that's looked at any of these or used them or owned them. If you got any opinions, good, bad, or indifferent, get in my comments, let me know what you thought of them, and you know, or any other suggestions that you might have for me on what I can do. I would like to buy new. I know you can find good used machines out there, but you know, it's within the realm of what I can afford to buy new. And I guess the way I look at it, if you start off with new, then for one, you're not getting somebody else's problems, or you're not taking the chance of getting somebody else's problems, and you know you're starting out with a good new fresh machine. There's warranty involved, things like that you don't have with a used machine. And so, you know, I guess I would prefer to buy new, unless, you know, if I found a used one that was a year old or something and hadn't hardly been used and it was a really good deal, I might go that route. But anyways, let me know what you think, and I think that'll about do it for this episode of Shop Talk. So leave me a comment, let me know what you think. Thanks for watching. Have fun, be safe, and we'll see you next time.